It's time for high school basketball game night. Now here's your play-by-play announcers for tonight's game.
Tonight it's the Tigers and the Yellow Jackets going at it as they prepare for the Holiday Prep Classic that will be taking place the week after Christmas. Of course, you may be seeing some of this, some of these games while the holiday season is going on. So the jump ball guys missed the ball. 23 for Ashford came in. That's D.C. Condrey, and they call jump ball once again. Dothan controls it.
Bobby, this should be an exciting game. You know, these two teams have become somewhat rivalries, even though they haven't played in the regular season in a while. Normally at the tournament, they've met in the finals a time or two.
Janae Perry shoots an air ball, so Ashford gets it. Dothan commits turnover number one. And Ashford commits their own turnover as Condrey turns it over. So coming to the line will be the Tigers' Jarrell Thomas. And the foul is going to be called on Condrey, number 23. As you know, last year, Ashford was really getting things going with Coach Herbert. And really, they had to kind of work together with a new coach and a new system with Coach Henry's departure. So did not fare very well last year, but they have kind of put it together this year and are playing pretty good basketball.
Yes, they are, Bobby, and I'll tell you what, some of the players out there, we know they're bigger brothers. We saw them play, so, you know, the fruit don't fall too far from the tree.
Well, we don't want to talk about how long, so, okay? We don't want to tell our age or anything.
Yeah, but we did see Nick Lee's got a brother out there, so does Jamie Dawsey and LaMarvin Jackson. So, you know, all those guys were real big players for Ashford a couple of years ago.
And another whistle is going to be called under the basket. Number 43, that's Jamel Brooks. Picks up his first. So Ashford tosses it in. All the way across the court to number 24, Mike Ray. To White, who shoots, and it falls in for him.
That was a nice drive down the baseline that time by White for the Yellow Jackets. So it's a 2-2 game, opening minutes of the game.
So it's the Yellow Jackets and the Tigers going at it. And we have a put in from number 30, Tyree Tucker, as he puts it in for two.
Both teams really hustling, Bobby, trying to get the loose ball. And Richmond finally gets it to fall for the Tigers.
So it's a 6-2 Dothan Tiger lead.
Great hustle by both teams that time.
As these two teams are really going at it, 110% at this point. Three-point shot from number 25, Jeremy White, as he drains it.
And Bobby, if I'm not mistaken, that's Jamie Dawson's brother. And you know how Jamie could drain him from three-point land. And he wore the same number 25.
All right, Dothan on the attack with Perry. Throws it away. Ashford comes up with it. Dothan fights it, doesn't give up. And Richmond comes up with the ball. And he puts it in for two.
So Richmond's come out playing strong for the Tigers with 4 of the Tigers' 8 points.
5:05 remaining in the first. So 33 hits the foul. That's Thomas. Second team foul for Dothan. Ashford tosses in. 25, Jeremy White with the ball. Goes over to Condrey, back to White, to Condrey again. Ashford moves to the inside. Shot from 23 was Condrey, and it fell away no good, but Ashford gets the rebound and maintains possession. Stretching out the offense on the floor as they'll begin to work inside again. Trying to go inside to 21, which was David James. No good, but 25 shoots and misses. And Dothan on the fast break. It's 33 to the basket. Jarrell Thomas misses. And 21 comes up with a rebound. David James. Down to White. Inside to James. Back to White again. This time it goes to Condrey. 43 gets a steal and slims it. Number 43, Ben Young. For 2.
And Bobby, the thing about it, he was not challenged. Ashford failed to get back on defense and try to stop him, and he took advantage of it, and he showed him what he could do with the slam.
He did that. Let me point out, Mitt, these Yellow Jackets have only 2 seniors listed on the program tonight. So you know these guys are getting into a big deal as they look forward to building this with 4 juniors, 2 sophomores, 1 freshman, and the 2 seniors. So they're going to be a force to be dealt with, not only this year but next season as well.
You're exactly right, Bobby. They're a young team, but once they get that experience under their belt, they will be hard to stop. They will be a very good team.
It's a 10-5 lead for Dothan. Ashford back on the attack. Ashford works it around the horn, looks to go inside. This is number 25, White. Back out to Condrey, who shoots for a 3, and it's no good. Mike Ray comes up with it as he looks to work it. Number 23 shoots a 3. D.C. Condrey drains a 3. It's 10-8. Dothan on the attack. Perry over to Richmond for 3. Misses. David James comes up with the rebound, so Ashford back on attack. Ray with the ball. Over to White. White hemmed up. Throws it out to Condrey. Condrey driving the baseline, and we have a whistle. And a foul's called against Dothan. Jarrell Thomas picks up his 2nd. Air ball from the corner from D.C. Condrey. So Perry to Thomas. Back to Perry. Shoots for 3. Doom, it's good.
Janae Perry, a good look at the basket, and he drains it from 3-point land.
Back to a 5-point lead, 13-8, 2:16 to go in the first period. The Yellow Jackets trying to work it around, looking for something inside to penetrate. And it's just not there as they continue to work it from one side of the court to the other. Takes it inside of 21. Jumper. It's good for 2 for David James.
Good move that time by James, taking it to him, and he made the basket.
13-10. Dothan still on the top end of the score. That's 33 shoots a 3. And Jarrell Thomas drains it. 5 points for Thomas.
So the Tigers have come out and hit 2 3-pointers in a row, Bobby. That could really factor into this game later on.
16-11. Ashford with the ball. 24 is Ray. To 23, Condrey inside. Moves the basket. It will not fall for him, but 21 gets the rebound, James, and he's fouled.
Good hustle that time by James, keeping the ball alive on the offensive glass, and he was fouled trying to put it back, and he's going to the line. He's going to be shooting 2.
So Tucker charged with that foul. David James eyes the basket. First one is up and in. Coming into the game now is Jarrell Taylor, number 22. Second shot, it's up, it's short. 30 makes the rebound for Dothan, Tyree Tucker. .53 seconds left in the first. As Dothan moving it around the top of the key, looking for something inside. It's just not there. 41 seconds left in the first. Little rotation. Perry looks inside the 43, dribbles the ball, and steals it, but then loses it as Richmond in and out. Rebound by 43.
Good, strong move that time, Bobby, by number 43.
Ben Young gets the 2.
On the missed shot, he was there to put it back strong for the basket.
And Robert Jackson picks up the foul. It's Jackson, James, Ray, and White for Ashford. 43 is Ben Young at the free throw line trying to complete a 3-point play out of this. It's up, rolls around, misses. Richmond gets a rebound, shoots, misses. 44 gets the rebound, up and in goes Brooks for 2.
That time the Tigers kept the ball alive on the offensive glass, and it paid dividends for them.
Air ball from Dothan.
Oh, great hustle that time by the Tigers. They just couldn't finish it off, but they tried hard that time. So great effort by both teams here in the first.
So that brings us to the end of one. A lot of round ball action left in this contest. It's a 20-11 lead. Dothan Tigers over the Ashford Yellow Jackets. Man, that was fast break all the way.
It was.
Second period action underway here as Ashford tosses it in. Trailing by 9, it's 20-11. 3-point shot from number 23 is missed, and Richmond comes up with the ball and then gives it over to teammate Dante Banks. So Banks is in for Perry to get a little breather. Inside the 44, up and in and out, no good. Gets his own rebound, shoots. It's up, bounces around, and finally falls for Jamal Brooks.
Tigers showing that strength under the basketball, but they're getting 2 and 3 shots in the paint. So they're doing a really good job of blocking out on the offensive boards.
So Ashford trying to work the ball around, looking for something to shoot at. Number 5, Jackson gets it, but then right back out to the top of the key again. Driving the basket is number 23, falls no good for Condrey, and Dothan comes up with the rebound. Dothan with a 9-point lead, 22-13, to the basket, and a foul is going to be called against 25 as Brooks comes to the line to shoot a pair. Well, they call a foul on Mike Ray. Brooks misses his free throw. Has another coming. Leading by 9, 22-13. And the second one is off the mark. So Ashford quickly gets it across midcourt, looking to work it around. White to James as they work it around with 4 players quickly. Back over to Jeremy White. Back out to Ray and over to, there we go from a shot from 23, misses. And Dante Banks comes up with it, fast break, jumper, puts it up, misses, and a quick, great put in by number 43, Ben Young for 2. Oh, how about that one, man? Great assist.
It really was, and like I talked about earlier, Bobby, Dothan's doing an excellent job on the offensive boards. They are getting 2 and 3 shots at the basket, and they're making them. So, you know, Ashford's got to do a better job of blocking out on their defensive end of the court. They've got to block Dothan out and don't give them the easy baskets. Now, Dothan, on the other hand, has got to keep doing what they're doing, playing aggressive, hitting the boards hard, and being aggressive, attacking the basket.
Here with just over 2 minutes gone in the second period, Dothan has put 4 points on the board to only 2 for Ashford. So they're stretching their lead to 9 points, 24-13. Dothan putting on a full court press. To Banks, he gets by. As gets it across midcourt is Condrey. Condrey to Ray, back to Condrey again. Jackson looking up to throw a block. Perry gets the turnover, drives to the basket, pump fakes, puts it in for 2.
Aggressive defense that time by Janae Perry, led to 2 points by Perry.
James to Ray, to Condrey, to White. James with the ball, then gives it to Condrey, shoots a 3, misses. Janae Perry comes up with the rebound and passes it off to Dante Banks. Under 5 minutes, 26-13. To Trent Richmond in the corner, drives the baseline, puts it in. Great touch from Trent Richmond for 2.
Well, Bobby, I talked earlier, you know, about they've got to do a better job of blocking Dothan out. They can't allow them to drive the baseline like that and get the easy layups.
Oh, these 2 guys went at it. Banks, along with, I believe that's 23, DC Condrey.
Great hustle by both teams, Bobby, going for the loose ball. And, you know, that's what you want to see your team do. Whether they're up or down, you want them giving 100% all the time.
Richmond for 3.
Trent Richmond is warming up here tonight.
Is he not? He is 9 points already. He got a quarter and a half. James gives it to White. White's looking. He's being hemmed up now. Out to Condrey again. As the Tigers really just, move to the ball and then go to the basket as 21 stays with it. James puts it in for 2.
Yeah, James has played a good game tonight, Bobby. He has really attacked the basket and made some good plays.
Perry over to Banks. To Trent Richmond. Richmond drives, shoots, a little bit long. The rebound from 30 is no good from Dothan Tucker, and Ashford gets it. Fast break to the basket. White shoots off, misses. 21 comes up with a rebound and drops it for 2. That's David James for 2 more.
James is playing an excellent game, Bobby. I just said the play before, but he's the one person on this Ashford team right now that's really standing out.
All right, 30-second timeout called by Dothan. As 3 minutes and 4 seconds remain, it's 31-17. Ashford only mustering 6 points in this period, Mitt, and Dothan's put 11 in.
Yeah, but I'll tell you what, they've shown some signs of life lately by number 21. He has really come on strong here in this quarter. And during the game, Bobby, you need somebody, you need someone to take the lead. You need a leader to motivate the other players out on the court. So he stepped up his game, and he's really hoping that by him stepping up his game, the other players will step their game up.
All right, the 30-second timeout's ended. We're about set to resume action. 31-17, 3:04 remaining in the half. Dothan set to toss it in.
His press is giving Dothan a little trouble getting across the timeline. That time they threw it away, so Ashford has a chance here to come back and cut that lead down and try to get something going before the half and get some momentum going into halftime.
Tyree Tucker was wide open for that shot under the basket, just unable to handle the ball as it came to him. Ashford trying to shoot. Three-pointer is in and out. So Dothan blocks it, so it'll go out of bounds. So turnover goes to Dothan. Tucker takes a break. .44 back in. Jamal Brooks. Perry to Banks for three. Oh, he gets in on the three-point range.
I'll tell you, I've been impressed with this three-point shooting ability of the Dothan Tigers, Bobby. We've seen, I believe, different players hit three-pointers.
Yes, we have. Oh, and he walked. Was number 24, Mike Ray. Another turnover against Ashford. Perry takes it, comes back over to Banks. Banks to Perry again. This time it goes to Ben Young, 43, hemmed up in the corner. And it's going to be fielded by 25 for Ashford to the basket. Pump fake, puts it in, and Jeremy White gets a two.
Good effort that time. The steal, that's the way you finish it off. You take it to the basket, score the points.
34-19. Minute 32 in the half. Banks pull-up jumper, in and out. Rebound from 25, White. Fast breaking toward the basket. Shoots it to 24, Mike Ray, and he gets in the scoring with a two.
That was a good play that time, Bobby. That's the way you do it. That's the way you cut the lead down. You take it right to them.
34-21.
They've cut the lead down to 13 points with just 1 minute left in the half.
Perry for three. In and out.
And what we've seen Dothan start doing, they were attacking the basket. Now they're taking more outside shots, and that's allowing Ashford to get the rebound and get some fast breaks, and they've cut that lead down.
So Brooks picks up his second foul. 45 seconds left in the half. Ashford looking to move the ball in. We get a steal from Banks. And he could not put it in. And 23 comes up, and White drives the baseline and works around and finally puts it in for two. What a move.
That was a move, Bobby. Great shot and effort. Now it's only 11-point lead with 16 seconds left in the half. So it puts Ashford in really good shape going into halftime. But to counter that, Janae Perry, I believe it was,
Ben Young, the feed was to Ben Young, put it in for two, and then he draws the foul.
And I'll tell you, Young is strong under the basket, Bobby. When he goes up, he's difficult to stop. So he can make a three-point play out of this one with 9.7 seconds left in the half.
So a new player in for Dothan, Devin Elamine. Young shot is in and out, but 44 comes up with a big rebound, and but he can't put it in, so Ashford gets it. 24 shoots and drains
at the basket,
at the buzzer.
Great great effort. And you know, like we talked about, you saw number 21 for Ashford step up his game, David James. And once he stepped his game up, everybody else started contributing. So if you look at the momentum, Ashford has the momentum going into halftime.
Absolutely. Dothan able to muster 16 points in this second period to lead it 36-25 at the half. But Ashford put in 14, so they closed the gap.
Yes, they did. And it was all, if you look at it, it was probably in the last 2-3 minutes of the half.
So we'll take a break here for halftime, and we'll come back with third period action for you in just a moment. At the half, it's the Tigers over the Yellow Jackets, 36-25. All right, welcome back to the Dothan High School Gymnasium, where the Tigers and the Yellow Jackets are going at it. It's 4A against 6A in this high school action game tonight for the Wiregrass. Dothan leads 36-25 here at the beginning of the third period of play. Bobby Price and Mick Kirkland along with you. And almost a steal from Trent Richmond, but Ashford's able to maintain possession.
I tell you what, Bobby, Dothan was pretty much dominating this game, but late in the second period.
Now that did look like Lamarvin Jackson. Well, it wasn't Jackson, that was Jeremy White to put that in. That looked like one of his brother's moves from a year ago.
Oh yeah. And I tell you what, late in the period, number 21, James, really got the Ashford offense going. He had a couple of big baskets, and then the rest of the team started picking things up, and they cut that lead down going into halftime, and they had the momentum, and they've scored the only points here in the second half.
So Ashford's able to get a turnover, but can't do anything with it on their end of the basket. So Dothan is back down on their end.
You know, early through most of the first half, Dothan was very aggressive attacking the basket. And then what happened was they started taking a lot of outside shots and missed them. And it gave Ashford opportunity for long rebounds, and they took advantage of it on the fast breaks.
Condrey with the ball over to Ray. Back to Condrey and to Ray as they look for something inside. To Jackson, and then he feeds to number 21, David James, in for two more.
So James continued to do what he did the first half, and now they have really cut that lead. They're on a 4-0 run here in the second half.
So 36-29 is our point total, 6:03 in the third.
Now on the other side, Dothan side, we had outstanding play from Trent Richmond and Janae Perry both had good first halves for the Tigers.
So D.C. Condrey, some hustle over there, almost came up with a turnover.
And Ashford is playing much more aggressive defense here in the beginning of the third period.
So Dothan resets up their offense. Richmond. Nice move to the basket by Jarrell Thomas. Puts it in for two.
And that's what Dothan needed, Bobby. They needed something positive to happen here early in the period to slow down Ashford's momentum.
And a reach-in foul called against Young.
So if you look at the last perhaps 4 or 5 minutes of this game, the momentum definitely has swung in the direction of Ashford.
38-29, 5:22 remaining in the third. Ashford on the attack. It's Condrey. Looks to the basket but couldn't do anything with it. And some fouls at the last minute. We'll see who they called on 30 or 43 for Dothan. They called it on Young. That'll be his second.
Second team foul of the period.
First one's up and in for Jeremy White.
So it's an 8-point game. He can cut the lead down to 7. Dothan was up by as much as 16 points,
right.
Bobby.
So White sinks the first, puts the next one up, and it's also good.
So now it's a 7-point game with 5:04 left in the third.
38-31. Trent Richmond toward the basket, puts it up.
Good strong move that time by Trent Richmond. And that's what Dothan's going to have to do. They're going to have to start taking the ball down in the paint where they had a lot of success in the first half.
3-point shot, no good. 30, Tyree Tucker gets the rebound for the Tigers. Thomas with it. Oh, great save from number 44 for Dothan, Brooks.
He almost lost it out of bounds, and Coach Goodson doesn't like what he's seen so far this period, Bobby.
Well,
so
he was hemmed up over there, so he called a 30-second timeout to save from turning the ball over once again.
Right, and he also wanted them to kind of settle down. Right now, they're not looking very sharp. They're looking very tentative, and so he wants them to settle down and go into their game plan and execute a little better than what they've been doing here so far in the half. So on the other hand, Ashford's done an excellent job. They've cut the lead down. They were trailing by as many as 16 points, and they've cut the lead down to 7 points, but now they're trailing by 9. So, you know, they've done a good job, and that's the way you do. You chip away at that lead 2 points, 3 points at a time, and they've done a good job of that.
Jeremy White doing a great job for the Yellow Jackets with 5, 11, 13 points. Over on the other side, more evenly distributed with Richmond with 11 points. Dothan unable to master here as Jeremy White drives the baseline, shoots, puts it up, and he gets the roll, and it falls in for 2 more.
So it's back to a 7-point lead. Good pass that time.
Perry to Tucker for 2. Ashford just working it around, looking for something inside. And the foul is going to be called. I believe this one's going to go against Perry. That's true. Perry picks up his first. That is the 3rd team foul. Ashford has not committed one in this period. Condry saves it, driving a basket is White, and he draws a foul. Gets number 44, Brooks. That'll be his 3rd.
So that time a really good baseline move, good strong move that time.
So White's first toss-up is no good. And we have a whole new roster coming in for Ashford.
I think what they're doing, Bobby, they're going to give the subs a couple of minutes and so they can rest and sit down and talk to the starters to try to get a run going, because, you know, you're getting down, you hear midway the 3rd period, so you got to make a move and try to keep that momentum going.
Perry over to Tucker.
And Dothan is just looking, you know, right now, Bobby, they're not doing a very good job of anything here in this half. And they've got to settle down, and they've really got to start moving the ball and stop committing turnovers.
So Brent Malloy with the ball. Over to number 20, Charlton Pope. And Dothan comes up with a turnover. Fast breaking toward the basket is 33, Jarrell Thomas. And he's able to save it to Tucker to Perry. Perry drives, shoots, and he sinks it. 44-33, back to 11. Pope for 3, misses. Dothan comes up with the rebound. Gets it to Jarrell Thomas, over to Perry.
Dothan lead back up to 11.
Richmond with it
33.
to Perry. To Thomas, back to Perry. Perry shoots for three, misses. The rebound from 14, Corey Lashley. Kendrick Rosson with the ball, jumps, shoots, rolls, misses. 44, rebound Brooks for the Tigers. To Perry. To 30 for an alley-oop, and it falls away, no good. And Ashford gets the ball back. And Kendrick Rosson with the ball. To number 30, Brent Malloy. 14 takes a jumper, puts it in for two, Corey Lashley. 35-44, 9-point lead for Dothan. A minute 35 to go in the third. Dothan continuing to work it around. Perry for three. It's off.
And that's something they can't afford to do now, Bobby. He made one and then he missed two. Not very good shooting percentage. What Dothan need to do is get back to that basic game, try to work the ball inside and get some good shots.
Nice put in from number 30, Brent Malloy. And they've come in, they've scored 6 points with this second string, Mitt.
Well, you know, and that's what you want to do. You want to get good minutes out of your subs and give your starters a chance to rest and regroup, because you come out that fourth period, you're going to come, it's all, you let it all hang out.
Richmond gets the rebound, puts it up, no good. Number 30 gets the rebound, shoots. Floor foul.
So it's back down to a 7-point lead, Bobby, and Dothan's not doing a very good job of executing right now. They really aren't. They're not attacking the basket like they were before. They're not getting the offensive rebounds, and they're allowing Ashford to get 2 and 3 shots at the basket. So Ashford's doing a much better job on the offensive boards this half than they did the first half.
I tell you, Coach Herbert has got his Yellow Jackets all charged up on this one, as the subs come up with and Dothan just cannot find the basket. Can't find the handle on the ball and turn it over once again. 30 seconds, it's 44-37.
Dothan still struggling to find themselves this period, Bobby. They have not been able to just pull it together like they did in the first half.
Inside to 21 James, and working around for the final shot.
This is a big possession here, because if Ashford can score on this possession, they will take that momentum that they brought from the first half into the fourth period.
24 takes his shot, and he gets it.
And that's exactly what they needed to do, Bobby. They took that momentum they got at the end of the second period. They brought it into the third period, and now they have the momentum going into the fourth period. They've cut a 16-point lead down to 5 points as we go into the fourth period.
Yeah, Dothan only managing 8 points in that frame, and Ashford able to pour in 14 points. So that was a 14-9 run, and they shortened that deficit to only 5 points here in the third period. So we'll be back with the last period of play for you. The score, it's Dothan 44, Ashford 39. Welcome back to the fourth period. It's Dothan and the Yellow Jackets going at it. Dothan really had their problems in the third period. They'll see if they can put it together as Banks comes back on the floor along with Perry. Trent Richmond. 44 is Jamal Brooks. Number 30 is Tyree Tucker.
Bobby, what Dothan's going to have to do to maintain this lead, they've got to do like they did in the first period. They've got to be aggressive. They've got to take the ball inside and be more aggressive on the offensive board, something they failed to do in the third period.
Dante Banks gets a shot inside to Tyree Tucker for a 2-point basket.
And
that was a big one.
And that's what they needed to do. Now they've got to step their defense up if they want to slow this Ashford momentum down. And what Ashford's got to try to do is try to keep the momentum they took into into halftime and into the entire third period into the fourth.
Condrey with the ball, looking to go inside, but decided against it. This time it goes to Ray, and he comes back out to Condry quickly, to Ray again. This time it goes to White over in the corner. Back to Ray once again.
But Ashford showing a lot of patience. They're hoping to break down the defense, and they did it.
Power play to James to the basket, puts it in for two.
I tell you what, Ashford's got the roll tonight. They really do. They're getting the rolls because the ball is just laying on the rim and falling in, so they've got the touch.
Okay, Condry picks up his second foul.
Dothan still holding on to a 5-point lead.
So Ben Young comes in for Dothan. Richmond, this goes to Banks. Back to Richmond again to the basket. Reverse layup, puts it in for, who was that?
That was Trent Richmond.
Trent Richmond.
Yeah, and you see, Bobby, they've had success on their last two possessions because they took the ball in the paint and did the things that they were successful with in the first half here in the fourth period.
Back to a 7-point lead, 5:55 left. 48-41.
So Ashford's got to keep doing the things that they're doing.
So they're working around, being patient, looking for something to go inside. Jackson.
And you know, they have time to be patient. There's a lot of time left in this game, 5.5 minutes left in the period.
Perry.
The officials are trying to sort things out to see who the ball went out of bounds off of. They're discussing it. So it remains White's ball.
So Dothan picks up on the turnover. Comes into Young. Back out to Banks. Trent Richmond in the corner for three.
Richmond. Bobby, he's picked it up when he needed to. You know, in the first half, Richmond came on strong, and he did the things that his teammates needed him to do, and he's doing those same things here late in the game.
Second three-pointer for Richmond. Pull-up jumper by number 23, no good. Dothan comes up with the rebound. Ben Young gets it. Fast break from Banks across midcourt, pulls up to hold and set up the offense.
Dothan back up to a 10-point lead, 51-41. 4 minutes, 43 seconds left in the fourth.
It's Banks, Richmond in the corner. Cross to Perry. Back to Banks again.
We'll see if they continue to attack the basket on this possession, or if Ashford can come up with an aggressive defensive play and try to force him to turn the ball over and get an easy basket off the turnover.
Approaching the 4-minute mark of the contest. 51-41. It's a Dothan 10-point lead over the Jackets of Ashford.
Dothan trying to run some time off the clock. 4 minutes left in the fourth.
Richmond looks, jumps, shoots short. Rebound from Condry. Fast break by the Yellow Jackets. Pulls up, and foul's going to be called on number 43, Ben Young. That'll be his third.
That time, D.C. Condry was aggressive, taking the ball down in the paint. And he was fouled, so he's at the line. He has a chance to cut that lead down.
This is the first one. He only has 3 points on the night, Mitt, and misses that free throw attempt.
Big free throws. Everyone counts to make a difference in the outcome of the game. He makes one of two. So it's a 9-point game, 51-42.
And Coach Urban wants a full 30-second timeout to talk things over with his Yellow Jackets, and of course Coach Goodson with his Tigers. The Tigers nestling a 9-point lead, 51-42, with with 3:45 remaining. Foul trouble possible. Ben Young with 3. Jamal Brooks with 3 for Dothan. Over on the other side, no foul trouble at all.
No, not whatsoever. Now, as far as team fouls, Dothan has committed 5 team fouls to Ashford's 2. So, they will probably be in the bonus before Ashford will. But there's a lot of time still left in the game, 3 minutes, 45 seconds, and just 9 points separating the team. So, we still have a lot of basketball left here tonight.
Yep. So Ashford can be really aggressive with their play in this remaining 3:45 as they have several fouls to give before the bonus. And Dothan needing to be a little cautious. And Mitty has both Young and Brooks on the bench since they both have 3 fouls. Thomas inside to number 30, shoots. It falls in and out for Tyree Tucker. So Dothan unable to cash in on that one. And a nice move to the basket from Ray for 8 points on the night from Mike Ray.
Bobby, it's back down to a 7-point game. That was like a 4-point turnaround. But Dothan missing that shot, and Ashford getting it, and it goes to Richmond, and he puts it in. Trent Richmond having an outstanding game tonight for the Tigers.
18 points for Richmond. A block from 30, Tucker. And 21, James puts in 2.
I'll tell you what, James steps it up every time he needs to.
15 points for James. Tucker to 33 for the basket, Jarrell Thomas, and he draws the foul.
And Bobby, you see what's happening here. Dothan has started by taking the ball inside. They've taken it inside. They tried outside, it didn't work, so take it back to what's working for you.
So White picks up his first. Team foul number 3. Dothan committing 5. As Jarrell Thomas trying to complete a 3-point play, and he does.
Big free throw, big play, Bobby. It's back up to a 10-point lead. They had cut it down to 5.
Thomas goes into double figures. Dothan gets a turnover. And a foul is going to be called on 23, D.C. Condre.
So I would call that a good foul, Bobby, because they have 4 more fouls to give before they're in the bonus. So good. I would call that a good foul for the Yellow Jackets of Ashford.
Well, Condre had just picked up his 3rd for Ashford.
Ashford in a press.
Trent Richmond looks, twist,
nice
turn.
spin move by
Oh,
Trent
man.
Richmond.
20 points for Trent Richmond tonight.
So it's up to a 12-point lead, 58-46.
Mike Ray hemmed up in the corner. Harry and Tyree Tucker combined to steal it.
And Bobby, what has happened here, if you look at it, Dothan has stepped up their play on offense and defense. They're playing a lot more aggressive. If you look through the last half of the second period and the entire third period, Ashford controlled the momentum of the game. They were a lot more aggressive offensively and defensively, and they were doing the things they needed to get back into this game. And they cut the lead down to 5 points. But Dothan has come out here late in the fourth, and they've started attacking the basket again. Trent Richmond has played outstanding. He's the main reason that Dothan has his 12-point lead. But there's still just under 2 minutes left in this game, and there's still a lot of time in this game.
Well, Ashford's been able to put up 7 points here in this period, and Dothan's been able to muster 14.
So, it's been a seesaw game, but I tell you what, the Yellow Jackets have come to play. They really came to play tonight, and you got to give a lot of credit to number 21, James. He has been an outstanding leader for the Yellow Jackets.
Ben Young and Jamal Brooks still on the bench. As Dothan tosses it in, this time it goes to Banks. And a foul's got to be called against 23 Condrey. That'll be his fourth.
But Bobby, that was a great effort that time. You know, they called him for the foul, but he came close to stealing that ball. And like I said, Ashford has fouls to give, so it's a good foul.
Terrell Thomas gets it across midcourt to Janae Perry. To Banks. Trent Richmond stretching the floor. Tyree Tucker. Jarrell Thomas draws the foul. The ball did not fall for him, but he'll come to the line to shoot a pair.
So I think what you'll see here, Dothan is going to try to use as much of the clock as they possibly can to try to run the clock out and try and ease out of here with a victory tonight.
Jarrell Thomas, 3 for 3, 4 for 4. 11 points for Jarrell Thomas, number 33. So it's been pretty balanced tonight, Mitt, with the Tigers.
Yes, it has.
He sinks them both.
So Dothan back up to a 14-point lead, 60-46 with a minute 20 left.
Three-point shot falls away, no good for Ashford. Dothan gets it. Trent Richmond trying to go to the basket, but the pass was a little away, so I had to pull up as Banks and Perry team up to stretch out the floor.
1 minute left in the fourth.
To Tucker, over to Richmond. Richmond to Banks. Banks to Thomas, to Perry. Nice move. So trying to finish out a three-point play will be Jarrell Thomas. He's perfect from the line tonight, 5 for 5. 6, 9, 14 points on the total. As Richmond comes to the bench with 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 20 points tonight. Thomas puts it up and is there.
And Thomas has done an excellent job from the line tonight, Bobby.
15 points for Thomas. 34.7 seconds left. So Kendrick Rousseau. Kendrick with the ball, almost lost it to 42. James shoots an air ball. 30. Goes to Banks. What a move for Ben Young, number 43 for 2.
Young has had a good game tonight too, Bobby. And Dothan up by 19 points, and Bobby, they were up by only 5 points. If you go back about midway through the fourth period, Ashford had cut that lead down to 5, but Dothan came out, played a lot more aggressive in the closing minutes and did the things they needed to do to win this game.
Tucker on 6 points on the night. First trip to the line. It's up. It's there. Got another coming. It's 66-46, 20-point lead. One that was off. And that brings the game to the end. So, as I kind of come together with these totals for you.
It was Bobby, I didn't expect this finish to be this way. Dothan wound up winning 66-46, but I tell you what, the Ashford Yellow Jackets played a good game, and the score is not really indicative of how close the game was, because going into halftime, Dothan pretty much dominated the first quarter and a half. But then near the end of the first period, I tell you, James, number 21, James for Ashford, came out playing real aggressive And he brought his team some momentum, and they went into halftime, even though they were trailing at halftime 36-25, they played an excellent game. And going into the fourth period, they had cut that lead down to 5 points. It was a 44-39 lead for the Tigers of Dothan. And getting on the Dothan side, if you have to talk about the person who picked up the momentum for Dothan, it was Trent Richmond. He came out and he had an outstanding game. And Dothan started back doing the things they needed to do, attacking the basket, going down the paint, getting good shots, and being aggressive on defense.
Well, let's kind of recap the scoring here for Ashford and their losing effort. Two players were leading scorers. David James, number 21, with 15, along with Jeremy White, also finishing the night with 15. Putting in 8 was number 24, Mike Ray. D.C. Condry finishes the night with 4. Corey Lashley with 2, and Brent Malloy with 2. For Dothan, we had 4 guys in double figures for the Tigers, so that's a pretty balanced attack. Trent Richmond led all scorers with 20 points. Jarrell Thomas at 15. Janae Perry and Ben Young at 10 apiece. Tyree Tucker finishes out the scoring with 7. So Dothan wins it. At the end of the third quarter, it was only a 5-point lead, and Dothan wins it going away with a 66-46 margin.
Yes, it was a good outing, and I tell you, I really didn't expect the score to end this way, but Dothan poured it on late in the fourth period. Ashford poured it on in the third, cut that lead to 5, and they brought it midway through the fourth, but the last few minutes, Dothan was able to step up their game and come out with the victory.
And that's going to wrap us up for tonight's game here at Dothan High School Gymnasium. We also want to remind you, if you'd like a copy of any of our ball games that we do, all you have to do is call our office, 793-2722. The receptionist there will take your order, whether you want it on DVD or VHS, and we'll get that together for you. Makes great Christmas gifts, but you best hurry, since good old St. Nick will be here in just a few days. So for Mick Kirkland, Bobby Price saying good night from Dothan High School Gymnasium. Dothan wins it 66-46 over Ashford, and we'll see you on your local Origination channel.